Hey guys, it's Miharu, and welcome back to SpyroCast. This is episode 37, and today I have a brand new guest. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, I'm A1denartz, a digital artist that is absolutely incredibly in love with Spyro.
And I love that. I was suggested that I have you on the podcast by a friend. Is his name Nathan? I think his name is also Nathan. Yeah, from the Postmodern Art podcast. Yes.
Yeah, we had Charles on the podcast. It was definitely an experience, I will say that. The original concept artist for Spyro and Crash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm actually trying to get him on SpyroCast as well. I sent him a message. We just need to plan out when to do that, but maybe that'll be the next episode. So,
Here's hoping.
So my first question is, what is your history with Spyro?
When I was 4 years old, I walked past my brother's room and I saw his then girlfriend at the time playing Spyro 3, just sitting on the floor with those big ass TVs. You remember those?
Yep, big CRTs.
And I came up to her and I just fucking sat down and just watched her play, and ever since then I was like, damn, this little guy is cool. And I searched around the house for different games, and I found Spyro 2, which was my first game I played. And I played that for hours. I have the disc somewhere in my cupboard, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't even work anymore because it's just so overloved and how many times I've played it.
Wow.
It's great.
So you also started with Spyro 2. A lot of people did.
It's a good game to start out with, honestly.
Yeah, it is.
My very first experience with gaming as well.
Yeah, true. But you first fell in love with it by watching someone play Spyro 3.
Yeah.
Ah, there we go. Spyro 3 is my favorite one, so that makes a lot of sense. So, out of the whole series, what are your favorite and least favorite games?
Least favorite, just out of the bat, Eternal Night. I'm not a huge fan of the Legend series, just because I'm old school. I prefer the old platforming ones. But holy shit, I don't know what they did with Eternal Night, but I needed to take a break from it for a while because it felt rushed.
Yeah.
Unbelievably rushed. And most favorite is obviously Spyro 2, but also Dawn of the Dragon just a little bit, coming in close.
Oh.
Even though I said that I don't really like the Legend series, still being able to free fly was pretty nice.
Exactly. So you're also not a big fan of the Legend series, but you really like Dawn of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like me.
Awesome.
I didn't really get into Legend either. It just kind of wasn't my taste. I played A New Beginning. I got stuck somewhere, and I was like, I don't know. I tried to play the Eternal Night, and this is what happened with me. I tried to play that game. I got I can't even remember, at least an hour in, maybe. I got bored. I got bored, and I just never played it again. And everyone's telling me it's either, oh well, if you got further into the game, you wouldn't like it anyway because it's too hard, or it's the complete opposite of that, where, well, oh, you should play it because it's actually good, or whatever. But, I don't know, for me, it's most people say they drop it because it's too hard. For me, it was just boring.
Honestly, yeah, the world's just way too open, and it's just feels so, liminal in every, places. Especially, there's, this one section where you have to, cross, different... I think they were boats? Fucking sky pirates? Nah, it was just so boring, and just... It was mind-numbing.
It's funny how you say that on that part specifically, because, my boyfriend, Destination Mark, he said that's one of his favorite parts of the game, was flying from ship to ship.
Why?
I don't know. I've never experienced it myself. So, Mark, in the comments, please tell us why.
Just, if you ever do get the chance, do play it, just to have that experience to say, yeah, nah, I'm never playing this again.
Yeah, it's an incentive. For 50,000 subscribers, I will play the Eternal Night.
Just torture yourself.
Exactly, I'm making sure that's a big goal, because I was like, I don't ever want to pick this up again, so... and you said your favorite was Spyro 2, of course.
Yeah.
You have any, good memories with the first 3 games, other than, your first time playing them?
I remember when I found Spyro 1, I ran to my neighbor's house and like showed it to her. And I was like all really excited. I was like, this is the first ever Spyro game that they ever made. I also used to take my Spyro games to school just as like a lucky charm, I guess. Not really like memories stick out to me because they all like mash together since I've played them so many times.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess being able to finish Spyro 3 for the first time was really good. Back in 2021 was when I finally found a ROM that allowed me, like, for an emulator to actually finish Spyro 3, because when I was a kid, we didn't have an actual copy. We had a pirated copy.
Oh.
Because my dad traded the game for some other game, probably something real shit. So if you know anything about the pirated versions, you cannot finish it.
Right.
And that was so disheartening as a kid. And finally being able to finish that, like, over 10 years later, such a fucking relief.
Yeah. I totally get that with Spyro 3 specifically, because even though I had a legit copy, it was the original Black Label version. And that version contains a glitch where, it contains a couple glitches, but one of them is if you go into a speedway and then leave without completing all of the challenges or something, if you go in and then leave, you won't be able to get the egg for, like, certain challenges. So, and I didn't know what was happening for many years. I was just like, I have no idea what's going on. I go into these speedways, I complete the challenge, like the race or whatever Hunter's challenge is, and then it just ends and I don't get the egg for it. And I was like, huh? Like, I can't figure out what's happening. Like, I can't finish the game this way. And then I learned that the Black Label version just has that glitch. And it really sucks. Especially for someone like me who didn't like speedways, so I would just not complete them. I would go and maybe do the time trial and then leave. It made it very hard. So, yeah, for a long time I was not able to complete that game. And then once I finally did, I then said to myself, well, that was not worth it. Because I love that game. It's Spyro 3, the original version, is my favorite game of all time, but I will tell everybody, 117%ing that game is absolutely not worth your time. Because all you get is a simple cutscene, and it sucks.
Oh yeah, that, like, really short one.
Yep.
Oh well. What about the Reignited, though? Or will we get that up?
Yeah, it's funny because I've actually completed the Reignited version more times than the original, because I think it's so broken that I can actually use it to my advantage. The Yeti race in particular.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one thing. It's like, no one wants to do the Yeti race. This sucks. It's like, why is your reward, the super bonus round, it's like your reward for doing everything else in the game is just like more shitty missions that you don't want to do. Like, why is that your reward, right?
I don't know. I guess that since it was their last game, they wanted it to be as fun as possible. But at the same time, they're on a fucking time limit. Just also super bonus round. That's like the best name they could have come up with.
Yeah.
With the pirated version, I got there early. I didn't like go to the sorceress or anything. As soon as I went to Midnight Mountain and completed one, maybe two levels, I was teleported straight to super bonus round, and I was so confused.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When I say that they made it so that the anti-piracy thing worked, yeah, but it was very weird. Depending on which way you played, sometimes the language would change halfway through. That scared the fuck out of me because I had no idea what French was back then. So hearing Moneybags, like, say a haiku in French, I don't know. I was so scared.
That seems very scary.
Then there was also... Zoe also told you that this is a pirated copy. So I'm just sitting there like, no.
Yeah.
Can I keep playing?
Zoe's famous message that everyone knows.
This is a pirated copy. No, it isn't. Let me play.
You might be playing an illegal copy. The way she says copy. Cappy.
Voice keeps changing in the original. It's like different pitches.
Yeah, in Spyro 2, like, her voice goes from, like, really high pitched sometimes to just normal, and I'm like, wait, huh?
Maybe it's a different fairy.
Yeah, Spyro 2 has, like, weird audio issues. Have you have you ever noticed that in Cloud Temples, there is one of the NPCs who goes, like, who wants you to do the bells thing with the pole trolls and, like, freezing the trolls?
Yeah.
So, he'll tell you to do the first part of it, and then when you go back to him, he goes like, I suppose you want an orb for doing that. Well, I'm afraid not. But he has a completely different voice. And then you talk to him again, and then he just goes back to his normal voice. It's like, wait, what? Who was that? It's like, cause that wasn't Greg Berger, like, what happened?
The real one took a break, he let his brother do it for him.
Yeah, I know. It's like, just for that one line, he had someone else take over. It's like, wait, what? I never noticed that for the longest time, till Mark pointed it out.
Now I'm never gonna, like, unhear it.
Yeah, once you go back and listen to that, you will never unhear it. It's so weird.
I need to find where I, like, stored all my ROMs so I could actually see, because it's probably time for my yearly Spyro run.
Yeah.
Oh, but the third game, for Reignited, just Reignited as a whole, I kind of didn't like it.
Oh, really?
Like, I was, like, so excited when I first saw the trailer. I was sobbing. I was, like, so excited. I was, like, how old was I when the game came out?
2018.
So I was, like, 14 when it came out.
Oh.
Yeah, just a little bab. And I used to go to EB Games and, like, give them all my, like, pocket change to, like, store, like, buy, like, save up for it. And I got the game, and I remember fucking falling over, like, when I was running inside, scraping my knee. I still ran to my room, and I played it, but there was something off. Like, the first game was great. Like, first Reignited game.
Yeah.
It felt good. It felt polished. But then the other two games, when Toys for Bob had to, like, give it to someone else, it didn't feel as loved and as polished as one did.
Right.
Because I remember, like, I think the original plan for one was that they were going to keep all the body shapes the same, like they did in, like, the PlayStation version. Like, there's all the species of dragons. But they were like, nah, we'll just make designs for all of them. I was hoping that they would do that with the baby dragons as well.
Yep.
But they didn't.
Yes.
And then the bugs are just everything, like, everywhere. One that especially pissed me off was the Cowlicks in Zephyr. I shot one of them out of the map. So after all that work, I had to restart the level just to get the orb. Oh, Zephyr.
Yeah. Oh my god. I had a problem in Zephyr too. It was a gem wouldn't appear, like, for some reason, because there was at the very beginning there's that I think there's a vase that's, like, floating, like, on a balloon or something, and it didn't spawn. So I was like, okay, like, I can't get that gem then, and, like, sparks would keep pointing up, and I'm just like, well, the bottle didn't spawn, so I can't do it.
God, it's alright. That, you'd think that they'd, like, spend the time to make sure, or even, like, patches. Has Spyro ever had a patch?
I want to say yes, but I'm not actually sure. It either did or it didn't. If it did, it was only one.
Yeah, because I don't remember any others that actually full-on fixed it. And Reignited Zephyr, fuck. That used to be my favorite level.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the original music slaps. It goes so hard, and I love Romeo and Juliet.
Yes.
And I know that they had female voice actors, but they chose not to. So in my head, Romeo and Juliet were either, I think Juliet was either, like, a gay man or a drag queen. I was like, so when I was going up, I was like, please be a man, please be a man. No, he was a woman. I was like, no!
Romeo!
That lost its magic, and the Reignited music just doesn't hit as hard as it used to.
Yeah, the Reignited music was, I mean, it wasn't even really hit and miss. There were a couple tracks that I really like, and for one specifically, Horikos, I like it better than the original. It's the only one that I'll say I like better than the original.
Very fair. I just wish that they actually, I don't know.
But I think Midnight Mountain's music is an absolute disgrace to the original, though. I will never listen to that. I was like, no.
I'm so glad that they added like an option to like choose if you wanted the reignited or the original version. Because especially in Zephyr, I have to just change the music at least for that one level
Right.
back to the original.
Yeah, I think I just played with the original music on throughout the whole thing. I don't think I've ever had one playthrough where I've listened to the reignited music.
Reignited is good, just some tracks are a little bit of a miss, or a major miss.
Yeah, it's just because I get what they were trying to do with the whole dynamic thing. I was like, all right, well that's fine. Like that's a good choice, in theory it's good, but sometimes it just doesn't work.
I completely forgot about the dynamic soundtracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool in theory, and it is nice to like just relax to. Sometimes I just want the music to keep going in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I don't like how, if you have it on the original music, like, it just cuts off abruptly, and then just starts over. It's like, it should fade out, guys.
I didn't even notice that. Huh.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh, the music. Definitely not one of the strongest things about Reignited, but, I mean, I can understand if you, felt the way you did about it, like, you just kind of didn't like it overall, especially, 2 and 3. But I do agree. I think 1, definitely the definitive way to play the first game is the reignited version.
Especially with all like the little secrets that they hid around the worlds.
Yeah.
That was a neat feature.
Yeah, the new secret things it was a really good idea. I think they put a lot of love and care into the first game.
And then they had to work on Crash.
Yeah.
No shade towards Crash. I'm just getting tired of Spyro being just a second, just a playable character.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
Or just Easter eggs. It's the year of the dragon. I have hope.
Exactly. And that brings me to my next question. Do you think we could be getting a new game soon?
With everything that's been happening, like been going on, I do have hope. That hope did dwindle a little bit, but it's like rising again now that I've remembered that it's the year of the dragon. It's the perfect marketing like opportunity as well. They have to, right?
Absolutely. I think the same thing.
I mean, this, like, last year's Spyro Community Day actually brought the account back to life. That has to show that they realize that there's still a community of Spyro lovers, and there is still an opportunity to make a new game and just give it to the people.
Give the people what they want.
I just want a new Spyro game, man.
I know. It's
just a little crumb.
It's been a very long wait, and well, I feel it's going to be a little bit longer, but it's so up in the air what could happen with the new Spyro game, because after waiting this long, it's just like, you hope it's good. It's like when you finally get it, you hope it's good, because you've been waiting so long, you expect a good product, but there's a sense of fear as well.
Yeah. Like, if they are making Spyro, I really hope, like, the community as a whole doesn't rush them, because we don't want another, like, rushed game. Just take your time with it, because the last thing we need is another Cyberpunk where the community... Didn't the community for Cyberpunk, like, rush the developers, and they're like, alright, yeah, here, just have it. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, I think that's what happened as well.
I just don't want that to happen with Spyro.
Yeah.
As much as I want one, like, in front of me now, I'm a patient man. I'll wait.
Yeah. And, I think while we wait, there is, the Crash things have been doing an okay job at, keeping us occupied with all the Spyro things they have going on in Rumble and stuff, which is a good game.
You've played it?
Yeah. I've played it a lot.
Is it fun?
Yeah, it is fun. I think I really enjoy the Crash spin-off games, like the multiplayer stuff, like like the racing and this new battle royale thing, and I definitely enjoy the spin-off stuff a little more than the mainline games.
Hopefully I get to play it one day. If it ever comes out on Steam, I'm definitely getting it.
Oh yeah. But yeah, adding the Spyro stuff has been pretty cool, and the control schemes for Spyro and Elora are a little weird, but it is good to get to play as Elora finally.
She looks so good in the like the trailer for it.
Oh yeah.
Just a little redesign. The people thought that because Spyro looked bigger that he got older. I think they were just trying to make it so that his hitbox was bigger for the game. Nothing like lore significant or anything.
Right. Actually, my next question is, what are some of the most important things you think a new Spyro game should have?
Obviously the platforming, because that's just Spyro as a whole. It's a platformer, so just have that. Mini games as well. That's obvious.
Yeah.
I do want them to bring back the collectibles that they did, like the secrets that they did in Reignited 1. That would be awesome. Just scatter them through like 1 or 2 levels in however many homeworlds that they do. But I also want them to bring back the intros for the worlds.
Yes.
That they did in Spyro 2. Because I miss those. Showed you what was wrong with the world and then how your impact fixed it.
Yes.
It was just fun to watch. I could have watched those for hours.
Yeah, I know. Oh my god, they are super funny. And I think the funniest thing about the reignited versions is that if you if you just like press a triangle or something, you could like smash cut it. And so like when like funny things are happening and then it just cuts off, it's so funny. Like the like god, what's my favorite one? It's Metropolis when the guy gets hit by the train. It's just like and then you just smash cut it. It's so funny. Oh my god.
I need to do that from now on then.
Oh yeah, it's definitely one of the best things you can do if you're playing the reignited version. But yeah, I think the level intros and outros are quite important to show you what you're getting into when you go into each level. And something else that I loved about Spyro 2 was when you completed a level, you got that little fanfare. Do 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 do.
Yes, that was just, it scratched the brain good. Every time.
I know. Ugh, definitely wasn't the same. For even the original Spyro 3 wasn't even the same. They just went level complete. Like there was just a little thing that popped up and said level complete, and I was like, well, that's boring, but
thanks for the accomplishment. I would have liked a little parade, but you know, it's fine. I guess I'll put a gem back. Fuck you. Celebrate when I complete a world, please. That's all I want.
I know. I need a celebration. It's the little things. Even the music for the cutscenes, like, my god. That was something that I really didn't like about Reignited. It's like, can we have music that fits the tone of the cutscenes? Because that really, really killed the mood. Especially in Spyro 3, where I always felt it was kind of... The atmosphere always felt a little, dark.
It did.
As a kid. Like, as a kid, I really felt the severity of the situation. They just did a really good job of it, despite it being so simple. Like, you were able to be like, oh man, like, the magic is fading away. Like, I have to stop this. Like,
you have to fix this quickly. She's gonna do what to the baby dragons?
She's gonna do what now? Oh, Bianca. Her story is, I could talk about it for hours, but...
I didn't like her when I first met her, and then she took off her hood. I was like, oh, she's just a rabbit.
Exactly! But that was the entire point. In the original, you are not supposed to like her when you first meet her. I liked her from the beginning, but it was supposed to be set up, so she was a threat. And then, she's like, it's like, oh, she's a bunny.
How could she be a threat if she's riding on a rainbow when she comes down? What do you mean?
Exactly. But it's it's the delivery of her lines, the dialogue.
That is true.
And she is supposed to come off as, well, I mean, I wouldn't say a genuine threat, but it was, she was at least supposed to come off as the antagonist that she was supposed to be. Whereas, well, Reignited didn't quite get that. Kind of missed the mark on that.
Yeah, well. Maybe she's in the 4th game. But even then, no, she's a good girl now. She's fun.
Yes.
I found it really funny when she was like, "You'd never find the dragon eggs in a million years." You mean the one that I got right behind me? Yeah. What was her name? Like Isabel or some shit?
Yeah, I believe that is the first one. Wow. To remember the names of the baby dragons that's a feat.
I wish one of them had my name. I don't even know. Do they? I doubt it.
I don't know. None of them have my name either. Let's see. This is the improv bit. So you said you were an artist. You were a digital artist, correct?
Yes.
And you love to draw Spyro, I'm sure.
He was my original muse, so yeah.
Do you remember, anything specific that inspired you, like, when you played the games?
I drew a dragon, and that was cool.
There we go.
I used to do, a yearly Spyro drawing, though. Back in the Amino days.
Yes, Amino.
Dark times. Really dark times. I believe I saw you in the Spyro Amino a few months back.
Yeah, I'm in the Spyro Amino. I mean, I think I deleted the app. I don't go there anymore, but I was there.
Good. I used to draw this, like, an Easter thing of Spyro looking at an egg every year. I haven't done it for maybe 2 or 3 years. I should probably do one this year. If I'm able to, I'll send you what they looked like. Just, like, it was nice seeing how much progress I made as an artist, but then also being able to draw Spyro was just chef's kiss.
I know. Isn't it fun when you could finally draw your favorite characters?
Yeah. Or get them, like, commissioned, as well.
Yes.
I believe I've commissioned 2 of my friends to draw me and Spyro twice.
That's nice. 1
for each person, I mean.
Yeah, Spyro inspired me a lot, too, for, stories. Specifically, it was, it was You're the Dragon. It was Spyro 3 that really introduced me to good storytelling in games, and I know that may sound ridiculous to some people because it's not the biggest story, but it sure did a good job of it when I was a kid. I saw it. It's what inspired like game making ideas. Like I for a long time I wanted to be a game designer, but of course now my passion is voice acting. So but it definitely was Spyro that gave me so many ideas for games that I wanted to make in the past. And all of them would kind of follow that same formula. There'd be like hub worlds, portals to other levels. Yeah, I've definitely always liked that formula about it. It was just so different to me when I played Spyro 1, because I grew up with a bunch of obscure and licensed games on the Super Nintendo. So I didn't really know what games were. And then when I got a PlayStation, I got Spyro 1, and that was it. I was like, this is the kind of game I love now.
Yeah. Iconic.
Exactly. Iconic childhood and comfort game of all time. Oh boy.
I found Spyro 1 a lot more darker than the rest, but that was just because they were getting their footing in properly.
Oh yeah? Yeah, Spyro 1's feel is, it is interesting. Because it has a dark tone and atmosphere, even like compared to Spyro 3, with where that more so comes from the story. Like, it's actually like the gameplay and like the world itself in Spyro 1 that gives you that feeling there. Because with the lack of NPCs and, little mini games and stuff that you can do, you feel so alone.
Yeah.
But
all the fucking adult dragons are like trapped in crystal, and you're like a 12-year-old dragon doing all the work.
Yeah, you have to free everyone, but like, and I've described it like this before, but it's just, that Spyro's not afraid, so it gives you the confidence to go on.
That's true. But there's something about, like, child protagonists that are like, I'm not afraid, I could do anything. Oh, you sweet summer child, you're gonna be so scared when you grow up. Then you realize mortality is a thing. To be young and invincible.
It's like, wait a minute, are you saying Spyro in Spyro 4 is gonna go through a midlife crisis already?
Damn, what the fuck are taxes? How many fucking gems do I owe Moneybags?
It's like, wait a minute, what game am I playing? This is not what I remember.
Spyro the adult dragon. He hates his job.
Ugh, his job. Like it's a normal job.
Another world needs saving. Can it be on a Tuesday?
Can it be on a Tuesday? I was like, how much do I have to pay Moneybags?
What the fuck is the cost of living?
The cost of living. Oh my god, he has to pay for like wherever he lives.
No.
He has a little house. It's like, no, we're dragons. I thought we hoarded treasure. No. It's like,
Not in this economy.
It's like, no, we have to use this treasure for something? I'm sorry.
Just a small fee, he calls it.
Just a small one.
Speaking of tiny houses, that just unlocked the memory for me. A game I used to play all the time, obviously Spyro, was, it was A Hero's Tale.
Yeah.
And having, like, a little kid with a huge imagination, I used to just play life as Spyro. And I would sleep in one of the shells in the beach levels and like use like the wing flap, like the wing shield to like pretend I'm sleeping.
That's so cute.
I was just an itty bitty kid.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, I think while I don't particularly like A Hero's Tale that much, I think it has good like world design and like, you know, environment design.
Yeah.
Of course, it just reminds me of Jak and Daxter, but it looks pretty.
No, I swear it seems heavily inspired by Jak and Daxter.
Oh yes, it definitely is. You got the pole swinging, you got like the ancient underwater cities, like yeah, it's definitely that.
Oh, the two levels that scared me the most: the swamp and the underwater.
Ha.
I have a fear of oceans thanks to Spyro.
Oh really?
Because of those fucking metal sharks. They scared me so much as a kid.
The metal sharks in Aquaria Towers?
Yeah, I don't know why. Probably just because you're a kid and low poly shit looks a lot scarier than it does as adults. Because as adults, it's like, look at it, it looks so stupid. But as a kid, I legit had nightmares about the metal sharks and Aquaria Towers.
Wow.
And this one from the swamp levels, I remember it so clearly. I don't know how to describe it other than there was a time limit. I didn't have the right controller, and the time limit went off, and a bunch of, like, enemy bugs came to Spyro and started sucking out his brains.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know what 8-year-old me was watching, but fucking hells. That traumatized me.
Oh my god, that's just scary the way you describe it. Like, what even is that?
I don't know, and I don't even know, like, how I came up with it.
Wow.
The child brain is fascinating.
Oh, it's fascinating, all right. I used to see things. Man, you unlocked a very strange memory of just when I was in elementary school, and I had to go to the nurse's office for some reason, and they're like, oh yeah, just like sit over here, and then you can go in here, and then like for some reason, my mind, I don't know why I saw this, but like my brain saw someone, like a kid lying on an operating table, and then someone with a knife standing over them, and I was like, no, I don't want to do that, and I don't know why my brain decided to put that image in my head. I don't know what was going on. But I was just like, no, I think I'm feeling better now. I don't know what happened.
I swear, the stages of being a child is being dumb, feeling invincible, and being scared of everything around you. It's the stage my nephew's at currently. He's actually afraid of the dark now. I have to like hold his hand when he wants to go back to the lounge room.
The dark can be scary.
I remember I took the bins out one day. He was like, hey Jay, where are you going? I'm going outside to take the bins out. But scary! Dark!
But it's scary.
Yeah, I'm gonna fight a monster. See ya.
No!
No!
You'll never come back!
I came back inside and he was sobbing. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, bub.
It's like, oh man, didn't mean to freak you out like that.
No, I did.
Oh my god. So funny. So funny yet terrifying.
Yeah, I don't know how the childhood brain is just weird and just... I still remember it, that's the thing. Like, in clear detail, but... is what it is, I guess. It's a cool memory.
Yeah, the time limit and a bunch of swamp flies sucking out Spyro's brain.
They had, like... I don't remember designs. I remember, like they were, like, massive, like, enemy type. Say, like, the size of Norks.
Oh. So, like, really, really big swamp creatures.
Yeah.
Dang. Well, that must have been, like... that must have been really horrifying, then.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So I guess we're gonna end it there. Well, that was a
End on a weird note. Holy fuck.
That was wonderful. I've got the title for this episode already.
I want to know what it is, but at the same time, I don't. I want to be surprised.
You will be surprised.
If it ends on a lighter note, just, I was the original weird kid. I used to pretend I was Spyro back in school.
Yes.
Back in primary when I was 5 years old. Just being a kid, pretending you were a dragon.
That's okay. I always wanted to be Bianca.
I wish we were friends when we were kids. We would have had fun.
I know. We're so many years apart, though.
Oh well. I miss those days. Even though I got picked on a lot.
Oh, didn't we all? God, I could tell you stories about that.
Hey, at least I have an imagination.
Hell yeah!
All that stuff.
Oh boy. Well, yeah, I guess that's gonna do it for this episode of SpyroCast. Thank you so much for being on. That was a great conversation.
Thank you for inviting me.
Once we get that new game, you're definitely coming back on.
Dude, I won't be on for weeks. I'm just gonna sit down and play it and replay it and replay it.
I know, right? It's gonna give me,
make it for lost time.
A new Spyro game is gonna give me content for, the next few years, so...
Oh yeah. Maybe they'll bring the mechanics. Oh, that would be awesome. With the lost, what would we call them? Race? Class?
For what exactly?
The different types of dragons. What do you call them?
I guess I just called them types.
Different classes. Barbarian, fighter, mage.
Yeah. I always liked Peacekeepers dragons, because they have spots, and they're cute.
True. Oh well.
Alrighty then. Thank you all out there so much for listening, and I'll see you next time. Until then, this is Miharu, signing off.